ISRG update. Major update at 11:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. 316 of calendar 2013. We've always enjoyed trading ISRG. When ISRG misses earnings, it goes down like this when it gets overbought, kind of like ISRG. This is CMG. CMG and ISRG, they trade in volatility almost the same. They love to come off of the bottom after they sell them down on a miserable earnings report. 4-week reversal last year. 2013, this is a January quarter. They dipped it down here on this weekly level. It was a great trade. We were there. And that was the calendar week where on the date stamp, that was during that January 113 earnings where we opened at 299. We traveled up to 301.99, and the low from those earnings then got down to $266 on this weekly wick. And we buy those dips like that. But one of the things that I want to show is that the next quarterly earnings report, forward looking, we could have a 15% increase in food inflation. The company will have to address that as to how that would affect the profit margins. Okay? Because if food inflation continues to go higher and higher throughout calendar 2013, it's already at a high level. This is why they had a problem with their earnings reports. The big sell-offs, big bounces and big sell-offs to the bottoms, and it came back and had, look at each earnings report. It's been going down. It's been having problems. This one wasn't as bad. The dip came right into play. It didn't continue, just continued weekly selling all the way down and weekly selling all the way down. Not on that report, it didn't. And we're up here at a major wall of resistance. 352 is the upper end of Chipotle Mexican Grill. Okay, let's just take this movement right here. The 50-week moving average is the pink line here. It's declining in value. Every time we test that 50-week moving average here, we sell. So you've got a 100-week moving average as a wall of resistance. And let me tell you something that's bearish for the bull. You've got the 100-week moving average at $326 on the weekly level. And that 50-week moving average, and we have a major reversal at an overbought weekly high top reversal, MMT. And in our alert service, it works out quite well. Let's take a look at the weekly high and that weekly high. It's much lower. That means the reversal is there, and it is proven to be so mathematically. MMT, the 10-week moving average, is going to be the wall of support in the short term. And that's where this weekly level from that earnings right here, which wasn't that great of a report, but we traveled from that weekly calendar 2003, and it's all the earnings off of the bottom. Just that's the upside volatility. That's what they love to do, and that was a great bull move. But look at here, you got reversal. Now that we're here, we are selling into the 50-week and the 100-week. Let me blow this up to you, because here's where it can get very bearish and would make the put side of the market pay a lot. That 50-week moving average on these double weekly bars, I sell into it here, 50-week, 100-week. I come right up here, and the 340 put, we traded them. Ken Flagg had alarms on him, MMT Flag. Not only that, that sell wick. Now, let's move over here a little bit on this one particular weekly bar, which is the last weekly bar. Let's just get this part. I'm going to draw a horizontal line to the lower high. That would happen. Let's do it like this. That weekly high was a sell down. This weekly high was a sell down. Now, we haven't tested this bottom yet, but this is going to be the major support level right here at the 10-week. We trade down to the 10-week moving average. We'll look at that support level. If it wants to bounce like a bullet, getting fired up at the firing range, then we're going to go long. But let me tell you, if the 50-week moving average crosses over a significant 100-week moving average, every open bell up, every volatility move up to the higher high will sell just like that one. It will sell like that one. You can see that the range was only $5. You can see $328.90, and you can see the high and the low. You can see the close. You went up to that high and you immediately had the reversal and you ended down $1.31. It's going to be mark to market on our alarm list. The 10-week moving average is at 304 on a weekly level right now, 304.48 pennies. The 20-week moving average MMT is 284.92 cents. That's the red line. If we come down and we start to sell through it, more selling would increase, and the next support level for us MMTs are going to be down here at this lower wick. And where that wick came in, they were buying that bottom up, buy the bottom up. That's called buying the dip. That happens to be at 304.05. And so we know where the 50-week is resistance and the 100-week is resistance, and the total dollar movement in the weekly level was $10.40 in the name. The prior week was $16 and then $21. And we've had a significant, nice little pullback. We're not nearly as overbought as we were. So defining that support level, how to sell and buy puts up here when it hits these weekly moving averages. You can shoot right up and they come down. What would turn it to a total great bull is they'll close above these, and that 50-week cannot cross over the 100-week. Now, one of the things that we would love to point out to the MMT is that they're going to report their quarter on April 18th after the market. One of the things they're going to have to address, and it'll trade a certain way, but we're going to be all over this. Again, we do it every quarter. We buy the dips when it dips down there. If it drops $60, we buy the bottom, get $30 off the bottom, and we sell it. If it gaps up $50, we hit the short, and we make all kinds of money that way. We have the live trading videos in each quarterly earnings report that you can review and go look. Just go to the stock market funding site and do a search on it, and you'll see all of the after-hour earnings that we have done with this name. And the new MMTs are going to be involved in this next quarterly report. And there will be a lot of money made. We're going to trade it intraday. I'm a short seller into resistance, and I'll be a buyer at the lower support levels. My major support level is if we come down and undercut the 10-week, that's where we go. There's this little wick area right around the 307 handle, but we would look at how to buy the calls because they would take all the premium out of the calls, and we would buy those, take an intraday trade, make a nice gain, and we'll trade the channel ranges in Chipotle Mexican Grill update. Pierce,